What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this amazing looking 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. Now, when it comes to the Jeep Grand Cherokee, there are a ton of different trim levels within trim levels that you can get. For example, you can get a Laredo, a Altitude, Limited X, Limited 80th Anniversary, Trailhawk, Overland High Altitude, and of course this one, which is the Summit. And I'll touch on this in a little bit, but just to cover the standard safety features that this comes with. For example, you're going to get adaptive cruise control with stop, advanced brake assist, blind spot rear cross path detection, forward collision warning with active braking, lane departure, lane keep assist, parallel and perpendicular park assist, rain brake support, and ready brake alerting. So starting things off in the front, you can see how nice this Jeep looks. Now, this of course is the Summit, so it is going to look a little bit better compared to the other trim levels that you can get with the Grand Cherokees. But let's start off at the bottom. You've got this platinum chrome finish that goes all along the vehicle, front, side, rear, everywhere, even the wheels. And you can just see here where typically you would have like fog lights, I would guess, but you have kind of like a nice empty space with the surrounding of the accent for the platinum chrome. And then in the center, you've got your forward collision warning camera and all of that. This vehicle has a ton of safety features packed into it. And then of course, you've got your beautiful looking integrated LED fog lights, and you can't forget about these very nice LED headlamps that just look absolutely beautiful. And because this has a particular package called the Premium Plus Appearance Group, you're going to notice in the grille it is covered with a mixture of gloss black with the platinum chrome grille with the 7 slots. Now that of course is particular with that package that I just mentioned. And even the hood has a slight little design in it, kind of like an indent. It's hard to tell from far away. It just depends on the color that you get. And of course, both the front and rear bumpers have, as you can see, the integrated sensors for the front and rear. And of course, looking at this beauty from the side view, you can just see those amazing 20-inch platinum aluminum wheels just pop up out of you, and they just look really nice. No, typically I'm not a huge fan of when it comes to platinum or chrome on a vehicle. I rather have it all blacked out, but this particular one, just the way everything is, it doesn't actually look bad. And of course, along the bottom near the doors, you've got more of that trim, the platinum chrome trim, which also goes along everywhere on the vehicle. And you can't forget about your Grand Cherokee logo on both sides, of course. And of course, your side mirrors are body colored with the integrated turn signal, and underneath you do have light, kind of like an entry exit light for nighttime. Also, if you notice on the roof rails themselves are in that platinum chrome finish. And this particular Grand Cherokee Summit does come with the Quadra Lift air suspension. So right now it's sitting at its lowest setting, which is meant for entry exit purposes, but you can raise it quite a bit, obviously, if you do want to take it off-roading and stuff. And it does have your Quadra 2 system, which I'll cover once we go on to the interior. And heading over to the rear of the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit, you can see at the top, you've got kind of like an all white spoiler with the brake light integrated in there. And then you can also see these iconic tail lights. Now these tail lights at the bottom, you can see, do have also the platinum finish as well. And then you can't forget about your Jeep logo, your 4x4 logo, and of course the Summit logo. Now you also get a power tailgate, which is very convenient. And again, you can see underneath the bumper there, right above the exhaust tips, you do have more of that platinum, and right above that you've got more of the sensors like I mentioned in the front. You also get them in the rear. And this one also has the dual exhaust because it is a Hemi. And then in the center, in between the dual exhaust, you do have your hitch hidden away, which you can obviously remove that cover if you're using it and put it back if you are not. Now, as we head into the trunk of the Summit, you can see you have obviously a decent amount of room, just like any other Grand Cherokee. If you do want more room, you can just fold down the second row and you have a ton more room, of course. In this particular one, you do have the 19 speaker Harman Kardon system, and then right there at the back you see your subwoofer, and you also have a 12-volt adapter at the back. Now, you also get a privacy cover if you do have valuables that you want to hide and put underneath when your tailgate is closed, so no one obviously can see them. And if you do lift up this section at the bottom. You do have your full spare, and then obviously your roadside kit and all of that. And here is what the key looks like when it comes to the Grand Cherokee Summit. You can see it's a very traditional Jeep key. You've got your unlock, lock button, your power liftgate button, your remote start, panic button, and on the back you have the nice Jeep logo, of course. And because this Summit has the keyless entry, you can see this black button on the front two handles, the driver's side and the passenger side. If you go ahead and press that, it will lock the vehicle. And then if you want to just unlock it, just have the key next to you, put your hand underneath either of the front two handles, and it will unlock for you. So when it comes to what powers this bad boy, like I mentioned, it's the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. This is going to give you 360 horsepower and 390 foot-pound of torque. Now, when it comes to towing, because you have the 5.7 Hemi, you're able to tow up to 7,200 pounds, which is amazing. But let's say you opt out for the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, your numbers are going to be slightly less. So you're going to get 295 horsepower, 260 foot-pound of torque, and up to 6,200 pounds in towing. So let's head into the rear of the Summit here. And as you can see, it has a very, very unique interior color option. And this is called the dark sienna brown with the black, obviously, accents, as you see. And again, like you can see the brown everywhere. It's fully leather. And you also have right beside like the door handle there, that nice wood trim that goes all along the whole vehicle, which just looks absolutely beautiful. To the bottom, you do have a little bit of space to put a cup or something, and then obviously you have your speaker, and then a little one right above that. And as you can see, these beautiful leather seats, they just look really nice. I never used to be a fan of this type of a brown. I thought it was like a old man brown, but it depends on the exterior color that you get. It will complement it like it is with this white exterior. Now, these seats obviously are very comfortable and very plush, even for the rear passengers. And as you can see, not only in the front you'll see in a second, but in the rear you also have the Summit imprinted into the leather seats themselves. And another cool thing is these rear seats, this little latch that you see near the bottom, this will actually recline these seats. So if someone in the back wants to take a nap, then you can go ahead and do that. And they actually recline quite a decent amount, as you can see on the screen here. And of course, in the center handrest, you do have these cup holders. Again, they have this nice chrome bezeling around, which I have never seen before. And keep in mind, these seats in the back are heated seats. So obviously you'll have the button in front of you, and then of course you also have a 115 volt plug and USB port, and then of course your venting. Behind the driver and passenger side, you kind of have like a top half is leather, and then the bottom section is all black plastic, but you have some netting obviously for small little items that you want to tuck away. Now, if we head into the front of the vehicle, the driver's side, again, you can see that beautiful brown leather with the wood accent. It's exactly like the rear that I've shown you, just has a little bit, different things, obviously, because it's a driver's side. You can see near the bottom, you have a little bit more space to put small things and a cup. And of course, you've got the Harman Kardon speaker there, and to the left of it as well, in like a smaller little thing. You also got memory seats in the front. You've got your window controls, and then your side mirrors are actually power folding, which is very convenient in tight spaces. So let's talk about this beautiful interior and what other colors that you can get. Now, keep in mind, this particular one does have the option that you can get with dark sienna brown and black interior accents. So you're going to see accents of that all over the vehicle inside, of course. And when it comes to the actual seats, the colors and all of that you can get. Now, there's two different, obviously, leather seat types. You can get the natural plus leather seating, which will give you either black on black, brown with light frost beige, dark sienna brown with black, which obviously you're looking at on this vehicle. And you can make it a little bit better by going with the premium Laguna leather seats, which you're not going to get as many options, but you'll get black on black or indigo ski gray, which in my opinion is amazing. Now, let's talk about these beautiful front seats. Now, they're exactly like the rear ones. Obviously, they're very comfortable. And again, you have that Summit stitch right into the seat like the rears. The only difference is that the front seats are not only heated but also ventilated seats, which is amazing to have in the summertime. And both seats wouldn't be comfortable or, luxurious if they weren't power seats. And this door sill Summit logo is illuminated at nighttime. Underneath, you just got your typical foot pedals, of course, and then your parking brake, and then obviously your hood latch release. Above all of that, you have your gas tank release button. Above that, you've got your lighting controls, fog lights, and all of that, dimmers and whatnot. And your steering wheel is power adjustable. Now, once we enter into this beauty, you can just see the dashboard is covered in this brown leather, which just looks really, really unique. And also with the Summits, as you can see, the pillars, the roof, everything is in this suede material, which just screams luxury. And then of course, you've got your beautiful center gauge cluster here. Now, I'll be honest, I do like the Grand Cherokee L gauge cluster a little bit better, just because it's fully digital and you can do a lot of different things. This, of course, obviously it's not bad. Here you've obviously got your traditional, your tach-meter, your speed and all of that, and a bunch of little things. And just like any other vehicle, in the center you can move things around, or even actually go through different options and menus. So it makes it very convenient. It's not lacking the convenience factor, of course, because obviously you have everything in front of you that you can kind of flick through and have it at your disposal. And let's take a minute to speak about the steering wheel. This is probably the best feeling steering wheel that I have felt. Probably better than the Grand Cherokee L in my opinion, but just the way that it looks, you can see the top half is kind of like this, you have that wood trim, but it's kind of like a smooth, shiny finish on top of it. And then the rest of your steering wheel is just covered in leather. And of course, to the left of the steering wheel, you have controls for your windshield wipers, front and rear, high beams, turn signals, and all of that good stuff. Now, on the actual steering wheel itself, you've got your buttons here, which I just showed you for your center gauge cluster. You can go through different menus. You've got your Bluetooth settings. And if you can see right above all of that, you do have paddle shifters on this. And to the right of the steering wheel, again, at the top, you've got another paddle shifter, of course. Underneath, you've got your cruise control settings. And right underneath that, you've got your adaptive cruise control and all of that good stuff. And of course, in the center of the steering wheel, you've got this nice chrome Jeep logo. And at the very bottom, you've got written since 1941. And of course, to the right of the steering wheel, you've got your push to start button. And then again, like I mentioned, that wood trim that carries over everywhere. Now, in the center handrest, you've got this fully covered leather handrest, of course, in that nice brown. If you open up the first section, you've got a little bit of room to put small little things like a wallet or a phone. But if you go ahead and close that and open up the main section, you can put, a decent amount of things like a normal size tablet and whatnot, and kind of fill that up to your liking. And you also have a 12-volt adapter inside. And like I was mentioning, with the whole Quadra-Lift system, the air suspension, and the Quadra track system, here you can see you have different modes that you can put it in. You can put it in snow, sand, auto, mud, rock. You can kind of flick through whatever you're in. You've got your 4 low button, hill descent control button, and then on the right side you can see the up and then the down. That is for your air suspension, and right now, of course, it's at the lowest setting, and you can set it at a pretty good height in terms of how high you want it. And just the center section all here, it just looks nice in that pattern chrome platinum finish. Just very cool. And of course, you've got your 2 cup holders, which are also illuminated at nighttime, and then you've got your leather wrapped shifter. And right in front of that, if you open up that little section, you've got space for more USB ports, aux cable, and another 12-volt adapter. And right above that, you've got a ton of buttons. We'll cover the bottom section, so we'll go from the left side to the right. So starting on the left, you've got your perpendicular park assist. Next to that, you've got your parking sensors you can turn on and off. Right next to that, you've got your lane departure warning that obviously you can turn on and off, eco mode, sport mode, and of course, traction control. Above all of that, you've got your typical controls that you get on every vehicle, your heating and cooling, of course, that you can control from here or from the 8.4-inch touchscreen, which I'll show you in a second. And as you can see, this beautiful 8.4-inch touchscreen is covered in the piano black finish. Now again, obviously the new 5-seater ones, the Grand Cherokee Ls, will have the updated Uconnect 5 system. This one has the older one, but regardless, obviously same typical features that the other one will have, and this one. So you've got your media, AM, FM, Sirius XM, and all of that. And then you've got your climate control. Like I mentioned, you can control the climate from the touchscreen or from the actual buttons underneath. You've also got the controls section here, which will give you the ventilated seats, and heated steering wheel for the driver's side, and same thing for the passenger, vented and heated seats. And also you have the button to go straight to your backup camera. And then once you exit out of that, you've got another option for applications, which has obviously different kind of features that you can kind of fine tune. You've got your built-in navigation, of course. As you can see, it looks very, very nice. And then of course, if you have your phone connected, you can go through those settings or the actual fine-tuning settings of the actual vehicle. And right above all of that, you've got your rear view dimmable mirror, of course. And then above all of that, you've got your interior lighting, you've got your sunroof options, your tailgate release, and all of that. And of course, as you can see or probably noticed, this does have the dual panoramic sunroof, which just looks amazing in any vehicle. And if we head over to the passenger side, again, you can see these beautiful leather brown seats. Here you can see more of that wood trim that kind of continues over to the passenger side. And then in your glove department, you do have a decent amount of room to put small little items before it does get filled. And here is the window sticker for the 2021 Grand Cherokee Summit. You can see the exterior color, interior color, engine, and all of that to the left. Right underneath, you've got your standard features. Like I mentioned throughout the whole video, this has a ton of standard features. And then if you look under the optional equipment, like I mentioned, it has the Premium Plus Appearance Group, which also gives you, more aesthetic touches. And then it has the 5.7 liter Hemi, and then the dark sienna accents and all of that. Keep in mind, this price you see is minus any dealer discount and manufacturing discounts, and it is in Canadian pricing. And that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. Do you love it, or do you hate it, or do you just prefer getting the Grand Cherokee L?